name is Li Jingwen, and this is my project on curricular design reflection. Next page. So I have selected 2 readings, and these are the 2 readings that inspired my lesson. The first one is Research on Learning and Instruction, Implications of Curriculum, Instruction, and Assessment. It's written by Goldman. And some of the ideas I thought that was very inspiring was the emphasis on deeper learning. So she continues to talk about skills in the 21st century that students wants to build and that would benefit them in the future. So deeper learning would be a critical thinking, a partnership, collaboration, and these are some of them that I incorporate into my lesson as well. And focusing on students' knowledge building, she continues to use the phrase, I think, usable knowledge and the transferring of knowledge. I think these 2 concepts really help me gather up information on how students are processing knowledge, how they are how I can help them process that knowledge better, and how they can help each other process that knowledge too. And the next reading is A Democratic Critique of Scripted Curriculum, Journals of Curriculum Studies, written by Fitz. And I think this journal really gives me an understanding of the pros and cons of scripted curriculum. The pros being some schools that do not have like good teacher resources that have the chance to receive this equity of teacher resources. And so that teachers who are undertrained can also perform as scripted. So all the students can have the equal amount of education. And the cons will be it is not flexible as teachers observe students' needs. It's hard to meet each individual students because there are differentiations to achieve that equity. So the equity cannot be achieved, even though schools who are underprivileged can use the scripted curriculum, but equity still cannot be achieved. So that is something that I kept in mind when I designed my lesson. And then the next one, I like to first connect my lesson to Goldman's writing. So the big idea, the one big idea that I stuck to the most was her description on construction model. So the construction model allows students to use their knowledge to build a lesson instead of me giving them what I want them to learn. This year, the transmission model is when students are percepting the most. But then I want students to be able to collaborate, work together, use their knowledge to build on each other's knowledge, which is a very 21st century skill, as mentioned in the reading. And they use research methods to find meaning of the words. So I have example slides here. This is chapter 30, unit 30. And here is the Mandarin word, and I like them to find out the pinyin for it, which is the spelling for the words. And also they have to research some images that they think fits to this word the most and have to figure out if it's a noun or if it's a verb. So these are all things they have to research on. They either go for online resources or they go to their textbook. And that is when they know that because I model it to them. And they also have the 21st century skills of group building and critical thinking because I do not tell them what the word means. They have to research and find out on their own. And even though if it's incorrect or inaccurate, that will be later addressed. But I want them to first use their knowledge, prior knowledge, even English prior knowledge, to come up with things that they can build on and get a start of knowing the words. And then one quote from from Goldman is that promote agency and self-regulated learning. So I definitely agree with what she's saying. I want students to come up with the content and teach each other in class. Each group will finish about 3 words and they will come up and present it to the class. That is a great presentation skill building, and also comes back to the reading about how we want students to peer-to-peer learning instead of being recepting and using the transmission model too much. And yeah, transferring of knowledge is also mentioned a lot in the reading. So I want them to use their usable knowledge and have it transferred into the Mandarin knowledge that they'll continue to build using the known prior knowledges. The next one. So the next one, I like to connect my lesson to Fitz. So Fitz continued to talk about one big idea I did not even notice after creating my lesson, that my lesson really shouts democracy because I really gave students a lot of power and a lot of choice making here in the lesson because I have so much power to the students. They get to decide who does what and how do we collaborate together. How do we do this project. So each student gets to have a voice. So self-directing individualities. And teacher's role in the class is a supporter instead of me following a script or me giving them reading the script to them and having them listen to me. It's students talking to each other and coming up with new ideas. And because Fit's idea of democracy in the classroom is that everyone has a say, and the district have a say in the standards. I have to say in the classroom, the activities, instructions, the assessments, and students have to say in the content they come up with and putting their knowledge into this activity we're doing. And of course, their critical thinking skills are being benefited a lot in this lesson because they have to come up with ways that they can find the information that would fit on the slides. And meeting individual needs is definitely one of the cons of scripted curriculum, but thinking of it another way in this lesson, I was able to go rotate in each group and help students in smaller groups or even individual students who need that help and that extra support. So that really achieves the equity that Fitz is looking for in our article that students who are underprivileged or needs more help can receive that help from the instructor. And through the organization of the lesson, students are working independently, giving me the opportunity to go and help students who might need more support and require that help so that they can receive the equity, the same level of education everyone else is receiving in the classroom. So here are my references, Goldman and Fitz, and thank you for listening to my presentation.